Okay, I'm about to show some boy pictures. Be normal.
What is up, homie? Hope you never change. And to ensure that you should watch our Today Anime recap, he and Wei then return to the Kingming Sword Sect, where everyone is gathered and briefed about the mansion. All the cultivators request Bai to enter the mansion and kill the prince. He praises Yujan for his eloquence, but it turns out that they are motivated due to the treasures hidden in the mansion. But Bai reminds them that they can't just go up. Upon hearing this, they are all disappointed.
Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world.
He leaves them all shocked by revealing his plan to explore the mansion tomorrow. They remind him of the thunder attack, but he still wants to try. Just then, Sue comes in, revealing that some cultivators broke into the mansion last night. An individual cultivator fooled Sue's students and was able to break in at the cost of other cultivators, as he was driven by the opportunity to become an immortal. It is then confirmed that the thunder attack will not affect those below the Neosent Soul realm. Yunji gets up and urges everyone to hurry up since he is worried that the Sunflower Collection may be taken by other cultivators. Bai gives him an angry look, causing him to feel ashamed. So, it is then decided that the sect will send in disciples from the Foundation Establishment realm. Wei tells Bai that she will go with him. Later, Bai is desperately praying when Wei interrupts him and asks why he won't let her go. He reminds her that it was her blood that activated the mansion in the first place, so it's not safe for her to go. But she still begs him to go, and he can't help but appreciate her passion. So he allows her to go and tells her he won't find a second disciple with her blood. He then hands her 3 bamboo sticks infused with his sword's energy in case of an emergency. She is moved by his care for her, and they are having a moment, but then they are interrupted by Gino, who brings him tea and snacks. Gino informs him that she will accompany him to the mansion and doesn't need her master's permission. Wei then takes her away so that she stops bothering him. We see that the cultivator from before is captured in the mansion while the skull mocks the prince for being weak and desperate for Bai's body, so he decides to use the illusion of 8 pains in life to defeat Bai once he comes. As they prepare to enter, the space vortex attacks the cultivators and throws them back to the ground. Just then, a smoke shaped like a skull tells Bai to stop playing tricks and come in, so he finally goes up to the mansion. Bai is angry at Fu for sending 4 women instead of strong men. Though he is being a simp, he is assured that they are just as powerful as disciples, and Gino is the best among them in the demon sect. Gino acts all cute around him. He is left helpless as Sue's sect only has women, but she is also sending her best disciple. Sue asks him if he is worried that her disciple will suck him. Just then, Jang's disciple steps forward and tells him to treat her like a man, but that seems impossible. He gives them all time with their masters so they can see them off. Then, the 4 women prepare themselves to go into the mansion. Wei tells Bai to get on her flying sword, but he refuses and strictly orders them to go first, as he has another way to enter the mansion. He then asks Sue for a favor, so she plays her instrument, which creates waves and allows him to walk up into the sky. Her music intensifies, pushing him inside, and the girls then follow him. The prince sees that they have arrived and gives them a little gift. Suddenly, someone's memories start rolling in front of them, but Bai instructs them to ignore them and look ahead. After that, they all pass through another opening where the landscape is completely different. Bai is about to fall, but Gino soon catches up, and they all land safely. Wei then reads the writing on the stone, which states the 8 pains of life. Just then, a portal named the First Pain of Life Birth opens up, and they all enter inside it. Once they step out, they see a garden with pink flowers all around them, heart-shaped clouds, and birds on trees. All the girls are captivated by the beauty, but Bai realizes something is off, so he asks them to stop breathing the air as it is a psychedelic. But it is too late. He turns around to see all the girls infatuated with him, begging him to be their boyfriend. Then the girls begin to fight one another, with the winner being the one to marry Bai. They all get competitive and desperate for him, but he constantly reminds them to breathe out the smoke. However, they pay no attention to what he is saying. Meanwhile, the prince is enjoying the show from his throne. Bai screams for them to let go of him, or else he will punish them. So with one huge breath, he sucks in the psychedelic, breaking their illusion along with the illusion of the garden. After breaking free, they are still concerned for him and ask if he is okay, but he just farts on their faces, letting out the smoke he just inhaled. So they all cover their noses in disgust while he tells them that letting it out this way will ensure that he is fine. After that, they all start looking for a way out, but suddenly the walls start caving in on them. It is the birth gate that is trapping them together, but one can simply not outsmart Bai. So he throws his sword up, causing the walls to stop. They are then sucked into the sky, making the prince angry. As they pass this stage, he then throws them into the next by turning a golden button on his throne. Everybody fixes themselves after landing, while Bai wonders where they have been teleported to. He goes up to read the writing on the stone. It says, "Everyone will get old," hence the illusion of aging. So he instructs the girls not to go anywhere. But once again, he is too late. As he turns, he sees that all of them have turned into old grandmas, which makes him realize that this mansion has the power to manipulate time. It is shown that while Bai was reading the writing on the stone, the prince cast a spell on the girls, turning them old because he has been watching their every move. At first, they all think it is some sort of light that has uplifted their moods, but then the girls start mocking and laughing at one another. However, reality soon sets in as they all start crying, and Bai covers his ears. Wei is even more upset since she is now older than her father. Su steps in to comfort her and tells her that her body type is better than her father's. While Su's disciple cries while looking in her pocket mirror, she then taps on an excessive amount of powder, causing him to cover his face as she desperately covers her wrinkles. He then moves on to console Gino as she cries about not getting married soon, so he tells her she can always marry an aged man. Moreover, the Braveness sect girl struggles to pick up her weapon and as a result cracks her waist. Just then, they all get angry at him, scaring him. Meanwhile, the prince enjoys the scene of them all crying and scared, so he twists his golden button again. This causes the light to move from the girls to Bai. Wei warns him about the light, as it is what turned them old, but it is too late and Bai is standing right under the light. However, it has no effect on him, rather it just feels warm. Seeing this makes the girls go crazy. Even the prince is outraged, as the wisdom immortal tells him that the 8 illusions will not work on Bai, and that to get his body, he must fight him directly. Angered by his response, he throws the skull onto the wall, causing it to break. Meanwhile, the girls are tired of simply walking due to their old age, while others are close to giving up. Yang crawls towards the exit, but she soon falls asleep. When Bai turns to look back, he sees that all of them have fallen asleep. Left with no choice, he then carries all 4 of them on his back and heads towards the exit. They keep on blabbering and teasing him, but he still manages to take them to the next place. He kicks the door open, and they all trip. Soon they are all back to their young and old selves and are too happy about it. Then, they all look around to see that they have entered another beautiful place with flowers and butterflies surrounding them. However, Bai alerts them immediately to gather and protect themselves with their spiritual energy, and so they follow his orders. They read the writing on the stone, which tells them that they are in the pain of illness. So they walk on high alert, careful not to breathe, but they soon realize that the flowers are absorbing their spiritual energy. One by one, every girl falls sick to a different illness. So Bai casts a barrier around them to give them time to restore their spiritual energy, while he goes on to cut off all the poisonous flowers in the garden. However, the flowers bloom back to life again after being cut, causing the barrier to break. Bai once again casts the barrier and throws his sword to cut the flowers off again, but then he radiates a huge amount of spiritual energy, causing the flowers to be full to the point that they all explode. They all then get up to walk out of the illusion, but when Wei asks his level in the Kai refining realm, it is revealed that he is on level 66,660, which shocks them all. The prince is angry to see them pass once again. The prince is unable to see through, as it is revealed that the Wisdom Immortal only created the entrance and the exit and suggested that he should go inside to see for himself. Meanwhile, Bai and the girls are yet again in another vibrant place, but this time they are surrounded by spider lilies, which signify death. A flashback shows that they knew before entering that this is the pain of death they will encounter next. As they are talking, Bai tells them it is the gate to the Hades realm. In the present, he is waiting by the river when he sees a boat approaching them. It is none other than Ling. He then suggests that Bai stay here forever since he came in by himself, but Bai refuses again and they all climb onto the boat. They all reach the Forgetting Bridge, where a pretty young woman can be seen feeding some drink to a kid. The kid then walks up onto the bridge. Yoonji asks about the drink, and it is revealed that it is a special soup made of lifelong tears, which will help them forget the memories of the past. The girls are given the same soup made of unimportant tears, and they quickly gulp it down. Meanwhile, Bai is fussing over how he is given a tub of tears instead, so he begs Ming to reduce the amount, but she says she only gave him one while there were so many tubs filled. The girls take a peek inside his tub and laugh at the different memories shown. Just then, Bai jumps on the cover of his tub to further stop himself from being embarrassed. He urges them to cross the bridge, saying he will soon follow them, so he dunks his face in his tub and starts drinking aggressively while crossing the bridge. The girls pity him and really hope for him to reach the Foundation establishment realm. Meanwhile, the prince is pacing back and forth, waiting for them, while the Wisdom Immortal continues to pick on him with his wisdom and asks him to be patient. In a change of scene, we see that Bai is bloated on the boat due to the excessive tears he drank. They then explore the Hades realm, where they even go on to meet Yama, the leader. Bai also plays a game with him. Just then, the prince is finally able to see them walk out of the Hades realm and is angry to see that they made it out so fast. Bai then grabs all the items from the girls that they took from the realm and gives them back to Ling, telling him to thank Yama. The skull tells the prince that even Yama can't force Bai to stay if he is unwilling. Meanwhile, Bai scolds the girls for taking things from ghosts. Upon hearing their conversation, the prince once again throws the Wisdom Immortal and aggressively turns his golden button to make the following illusions even more difficult for Bai. Meanwhile, the girls are complaining to Bai about returning their gifts, but ignoring their pleas, he tells them to pay attention since they are in a new place that looks like a galaxy covered in stars. A crystal-like. The object turns toward Bai and reads that they are in the 7th page pane, which is the pane of obsession. This confuses Bai as they have suddenly jumped to the 7th pane. Just then, the object starts spinning, making Bai realize that all the panes are mixing up: hatred, desire, and obsession. This means that the Land Immortal is getting desperate. Just when Bai turns around, he sees that all the girls are gone, and he calls for them one by one, but is met with no response. Suddenly, another crystal object shows him a vision of his master, who is mocking him for not reaching the Foundation establishment realm. He is then shown memories of his life, even the ones he doesn't remember, like how his parents abandoned him when he was a baby because they couldn't take care of him. He then turns around to see the Book of Foundation Establishment, which finally brings out a reaction from him and shocks him. Elsewhere, Wei is also shown memories of her life, where she sees her father doubting her abilities and not seeing her as someone fit. This causes Wei to cry as she is hurt by these memories. All the memories of the other girls show them their weaknesses, trying to play with their emotions and manipulate them against their loved ones, but all of them are too smart to be fooled this easily. With one swift move, they all break these crystal memories with a smirk on their faces. Bai then says that his master couldn't even beat him when he turned into an immortal, so he would never look down on him. Bai was also very tempted by the book, but he knew it was a trick, so he broke that too. Similarly, Yun knows her master Zhang is not so narrow-minded and is like a father to her. Just like that, Wei also breaks free, knowing that her father loves her and so does everyone else. Bai looks at them proudly, but just then, he stops Gino's sword as she breaks her illusion too quickly without seeing him standing on the other end. She immediately blushes when he asks who will marry her, once again for the millionth time. The prince is enraged, seeing that none of them were fooled as he blames himself for underestimating them, but apparently it is just the beginning. Suddenly, the shards start piling up to turn into a snake. Bai warns them all to be careful, as he realizes that since the prince can't fool them, he has now resorted to physical attacks. Just then, the snake flies around them and stops right in front of them. It stares at them and finally opens its mouth to shoot shards at them, but Bai quickly acts and casts a barrier around them to prevent them from being pierced. He then quickly uses his tricks to move the barrier ball around, causing the snake to follow them. However, the shooting shards are so sharp that they cause cracks in the ball, making it almost break. Seeing the situation get worse, Bai hands all the girls bamboo slips and instructs them to run in 5 different directions and use these bamboo slips as a defense when the snake sticks out its tongue, while Bai will kill it. So, they follow his orders as he counts to 3, and they all run in different directions, breaking the barrier. This confuses the snake, so it decides to focus on Wei and runs after her, but she uses the bamboo slip just in time and casts a barrier around her. Seeing this as an opportunity, Bai decides to distract the snake. With a few swift moves, he slits the snake's body into multiple pieces, and with one last shot to the snake's head, it bursts into tiny million pieces. As Bai steadies himself while shards are raining around him, a yellow shiny stone falls beside him. He picks it up to examine it, and it turns out to be a moonstone. Just then, the girls gather around Bai, but the selfish side of him comes out. He tells the girls to summon more inner demons so that he can get more moonstones. The girls just look at him with disappointment. We see that the Wisdom Immortal is extremely happy about Bai, the Sword Master, as he is not playing by the rules and is giving the Ghost Prince a headache, so the prince tells him to shut up. We see that Bai actually managed to convince the girls to summon their inner demons, which led to him collecting 1,101 gems so far. While the girls are sitting in a circle, he even praises Wei for her hatred, which made a very good quality gem. But he is still not satisfied and asks them to summon even more demons. Hearing this angers Wei, as she has even gone as far as to think about bedwetting at the age of 10. All the girls seem in major distress. Even Gino has run out of hatred and clings onto Bai, hugging him as she's suffering from the pain of obsession, but he tries to shake her off his leg. Just then, Yunji's angry voice brings them all to a halt as she screams her desire to win first place. This summons another snake. Seeing this makes Bai happy, and he proceeds to kill it. She tells Wei to talk to him and make him stop, as they have been summoning demons for a few days now and have even collected enough gems to build a few more sects. But Wei says she can't help, as greed is the culture of the Kinging Sword sect. Just then, Gino summons another snake while dreaming of Bai. Wei jumps in to save her, but is scratched by the snake and bleeds. However, Yunji finishes off the snake by chopping off its head. Gino apologizes to Wei, but they are interrupted by Yunfi as she wonders why the snake didn't turn into a gem. Just then, the head of the snake gains life and licks the blood, causing it to regenerate its body. It grows even bigger in size, and this time, its hands even pop out, scaring the girls. But then Wei realizes that maybe it is her Dragon Ball blood that gave the snake so much power. Just then, it starts shooting shards at them, but they are all saved as Bai steps in. He then turns to question who had hidden their hatred, and they all point to Gino, but she clings onto Wei. He notices a bruise on her arm, and his suspicions are confirmed. It was her blood that made the snake so big. So he tells the girls to protect Wei while he kills the snake off. He then climbs onto the snake's body, causing a slit everywhere. And then finally, stabbing his head with his sword, he holds on tight while the head explodes, leaving behind thousands of gems. After killing it off, he tells Wei to bandage herself and gives her an image-storing gem to capture the entire space so that it can later be studied by Yu Chuan. Bai then scolds the girls for not being able to kill a snake like this, so he tells them to summon some more, and they will train in killing them as their devil training begins now. Meanwhile, the prince has been watching all along and is now intrigued by Wei, as he suspects that she is the descendant of the bloodline of the Dragon Ball. He then says to himself that she will die here today. The Wisdom Immortal is now worried because of her presence. Back in the Delight House, Su is catering to a very stressed Huang Fu, who is worried that it has been months since they have gone in, and wonders if they are playing inside. Since Bai is powerful enough to kill a land immortal in minutes, it is worrisome that they are still not back. He questions Bai's ability to protect the disciples, but Su assures him that he can protect tens of thousands of people. Fu falls asleep as he worries about Gino dying in that mansion. Just then, a girl comes out from the smoke and informs Su that her father, the Monster King, is dead. Back in the mansion, Wei is tired of holding on to the image-storing gem and is now bored while Bai is training the girls to fight the snake. Mika runs with her instrument in hand, fighting for dear life. She turns around to play it in order to kill the snake, but it dodges it and is about to kill her when it is stopped and killed by Bai just in time, leaving behind more gems. The girls are exhausted, but he summons another snake, making them wonder how much hatred Bai really has. He instructs them to fight it off, and they all aggressively beat it up and fail, much to Bai's disappointment. He is frustrated now, as he can't find the exit and challenges the Land Immortal to come out and fight. Back in the Delight House, the girl tells Su to take charge, as she has the purest bloodline and this can stop the riots and monsters from taking control over the cities. They will value her due to her pure bloodline, and she can protect the humans she cares about so much from being attacked. Back at the mansion, the girls are still fighting the snake. Yunfi entangles it while Mika plays her instrument to attack and strangles it with the strings. Just then, Yunfi stabs it, and this angers the snake, so it opens its mouth to attack. Gino steps in and further ties it down with the strings. She lands the final blow, and more gems are left behind as the snake explodes. They are all proud of working together to kill it off, and so is Wei. She goes up to Bai and asks him to also allow her to kill the snakes, but he sends her back to explore. Just then, he summons another big snake, much to everyone's disappointment as they are exhausted. He names this snake his first love that failed. As the snake emerges, the girls stare at it in shock, as it is huge. The prince has realized that Bai won't let Wei fight, so now he has no choice but to fight them in person. He leaves behind the cloak as his red, rotten soul enters the portal. Just then, the Wisdom Immortal says that he is waiting for Bai to come. Just when the girls are done killing off the snake, they beg Bai to finally leave, as he has collected enough gems and Wei is also done recording. But suddenly the land immortal emerges, making Bai happy. He sucks in the gems, which now makes Bai angry, as they are his hard-earned gems. The smoke then turns into a scary, huge demon and tells them to taste his inner demon since their own inner demons couldn't kill them. Bai realizes that the prince gathered the power of the four pains into his body. He then tells Bai to give up his body in order to let the others go. But Bai mocks him for always grabbing things from others and being unpopular, which makes him angry. So Bai finally asks him to fight. The demon grows even more powerful and attacks Bai, but every limb that he attacks with is torn into pieces. Bai plays around with him and asks him not to die so he can give him more gems. He teases him, which makes the demon angry, and he runs after him. But Bai soon cuts his arms off as he continues to mock him for being a fake prince, which further angers him as Bai seems to know all his inner demons. He bangs his hand on the ground thinking he has caught and killed Bai, but when he lifts his hands up, he sees Bai unharmed and smiling. Bai demonstrates immense power as he once again slices the demon into pieces, and with the final blow, he slices it in half and finishes him off. Bai then orders the girls to gather the gems. Back in the Kingming Sword sect, the leaders have gathered and are strategizing to fight the monsters, to which Yunji is against since their sect is poor. Some leaders ask for cooperation from each other, but some disagree, which angers Huang Fu as he emphasizes how dangerous the situation is. Just then, Su stops them and tells them to wait for Bai, as he will be back soon. But if there is no other way left, she will go back to the monster realm. Back in the mansion, Wei picks up a gem and asks Gino to see if it is a first-class spiritual gem. But Gino assures her that all the stones left behind by the demon are good and better than the ones left behind by the snakes. They all find different types of stones that have powers infused in them. Yunfi even finds a stone that has a thunder attack power times 1,000, so she sticks them all onto her weapon. Meanwhile, Bai is busy chopping off the demon constantly and fishing gems out of him. At this point, even the demon has given up on his desire to have Bai's body and begins to run away. Bai scolds him, causing him to cry gems, which makes Bai happy, and he forces him to cry even more. Bai gets distracted as he is told that Su has asked for their help and that they must hurry up. Meanwhile, the Land Immortal disappears, and when Bai finally notices it, it is too late as the Land Immortal grabs a hold of Wei and pulls her down with him. The Land Immortal challenges Bai to come to rescue Wei. All the girls are also ready to fight, but Bai tells them to be cautious, as it is not that simple. Suddenly, smoke starts covering them from everywhere, and the space starts collapsing, causing everyone to fall into limbo. They are all thrown into the throne room. Bai soon catches all the other girls before they abruptly land on the ground. Just as Bai is about to leave, he hears a sound coming from the rubble. He removes the rocks to find the Wisdom Immortal. He offers to make a deal with Bai in order to exchange information about where Wei is, but Bai must promise to take him out from this place. He tells Bai that the mansion was built using the blood of the Dragon Ball and that Wei is now being used to resurrect a great demon. In a change of scene, we see that Wei is tied up in a secluded place. Suddenly she wakes up and tries to break free, but then she sees the Land Immortal, who tells her that she can't escape. He then tells her that the more she tries, the more she will bleed, but she is confident that Bai will come to rescue her and that the prince will not be able to beat him even after he sucks all of her blood. Bai then heads out to find Wei in the deepest part of the mansion. Just when Bai arrives, a dog-like demon appears. It is revealed that the creature is the skeleton of the great demon, which was awakened with Wei's blood. Then the demon runs after Bai, but he stabs him, causing the demon pain and then slits his head. However, the demon quickly recovers. Bai then tries to find other spots on his body that might be his weak point, so he continues to attack him. Bai swiftly dodges all his attacks and jumps forward to slice its tail in half, but the tail regenerates. The girls are watching the entire scene, worried for Bai and Wei. Bai slices its body into multiple pieces when he finally finds its weak point. But the demon also realizes this and moves to attack Bai with a great amount of energy. However, it has no effect on Bai, and this shocks the demon. Bai finally stabs its weak point, causing the demon to disappear into ashes. The girls cheer for him as they see him succeed. He finally finds Wei tied up, but is warned by the Prince of the Land Immortal that if he tries to cut any connection, she will die, as she is now linked to the prince. The girls are furious and question the Wisdom Immortal on how to kill the prince. He says the prince has tied his 3 souls to Wei, and the only way to break the connection is if he cuts the connection himself. Back in the Kingming Sword sect, a man informs Su and the other leaders that the mansion is in turmoil and is affecting the Shangchuan kingdom. After hearing this, all the sects rush to stop the mansion in the sky from collapsing. Meanwhile, the prince reveals to Bai that he has to completely drain Wei's blood to revive the Mansion of Wisdom Immortal and that everyone will die. Bai then offers his body to him in exchange for Wei, but she tries to stop him. However, he doesn't listen and challenges him to take his body. Just when he tries to take Bai's body, Bai ends up capturing 2 of his souls in his hands. He then proceeds to tear his 2 souls using an immense amount of power, while his last soul is still connected to Wei. Bai orders Wei to use his bamboo slip, and the moment she does, she screams in pain, which causes an explosion of spiritual energy. Wei then falls into Bai's arms and asks if she is dead. He assures her that Ling is not there and that he has killed the prince. Then he tells her that his bamboo slip protected her. He then transports them both back to the girls. They praise Bai, and Yunfi even asks him to teach her as his disciple. Bai rushes to the Wisdom Immortal, asking him to teleport them outside, but he refuses and says it is no use going outside since Bai destroyed the main brain of the mansion and everything within a 100-mile radius will collapse. This angers Bai, so he commands him to teleport them outside. Meanwhile, all the sects and their leaders are trying their hardest to protect the kingdom and stop the sky from collapsing. Just then, Fu tells Su to leave as he will hold the fort, but she refuses as she knows Bai will be angry. Just then, Bai puts a hand on his shoulder and he turns to hug him out of happiness, but Bai pushes him off. All of them have made it out successfully, and Bai hands the skull to Yunji. He then instructs everyone to leave. The sky further collapses, and everyone rushes out. As soon as everyone has left, Bai accumulates a huge amount of energy and blows it right at the collapsing mansion. He demonstrates an unimaginable amount of power, which clears the sky as the mansion disappears into thin air. Everyone watches from afar with shock on their faces while Bai radiates energy. Just then, the sky clears and everyone cheers for him as he is floating on his sword. It turns out he has broken through to a new level. A few days later, Wei finally wakes up and Gino is the first one to greet her. She then explains to her the entire situation of how Bai saved the Shangchuan kingdom from collapsing by absorbing the mansion. Meanwhile, Yunji and Yuki Chuan are annoying the Wisdom Immortal with questions. Just then, Bai appears and asks them to leave. He then asks the question he has been dying to ask, whether he can reach the Foundation Establishment realm. And surprisingly, the Wisdom Immortal tells him that he can. Upon hearing this, Bai is overjoyed and starts dancing around. After he is done dancing, he then asks what he should do. To this, the skull has no answer. Hearing the skull's response angers Bai, but the skull then asks his current level, which is revealed to be 66,666. So he tells Bai that he is an immortal envy with unlimited power and has a boundless energy center. The skull comforts him by telling him that he is invincible and that he shouldn't need to reach the Foundation Establishment realm. The skull also reveals that in ancient murals, a man with his essence perhaps broke through the Kai refining realm, but he doesn't know the method. Bai is still upset, but then the skull tells him he can fight the immortals, since the first man with immortal envy also fought monsters. This catches Bai's attention, and he asks if the monsters would know who he is. The skull replies with a maybe. In a change of scene, we see that Bai is at the Delight House, where Su tells him that he will be her hatchet man. If someone tries to disobey her, he will beat them up. Upon hearing this, Bai is happy as his ego is boosted, but then he surprises her with a strange request, which is to dig her a grave. In a change of scene, we see the same flower girl from before walking up to someone's throne. She informs the man in the robe that the information is all out there, to which he replies that he cannot wait for his elder sister's arrival. To all Leaf Village ninjas, that is it for today. Recap, do not forget to join our clan, our army, my friend. You can do that by clicking that red button below the video, destroy it for me with that bell. To follow us on YouTube with many videos to come in the following days. So see you later, bro. Peace out.